Right, we now come to oral questions. Question number 1 in the name of Dr Duncan Webb.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. My question is for the Minister of Finance. What are the priorities for Budget 2019?
Mr Speaker, Budget 2019 will be New Zealand's first wellbeing budget. It is an important first step in embedding wellbeing at the heart of what we do as a government. Today, in the Budget Policy Statement, I have announced 5 priorities for Budget 2019, which will be delivered in May next year. And I want to thank the National Party for getting that excellent information out into the public arena. I have already announced that one of the priorities will be supporting mental health and wellbeing for all New Zealanders, and we are putting a special focus on those under the age of 24. The other 4 priorities are creating opportunities for productive businesses, regions, iwi and others to transition to a sustainable and low-emissions economy, supporting a thriving nation in the digital age through innovation, social and economic opportunities, lifting Māori and Pacific incomes, skills and opportunities, and reducing child poverty and improving child wellbeing with a specific focus on addressing family violence.
How were the priorities selected?
Mr Speaker, the 5 priorities were identified through an evidence-based approach. That's something Jerry Brownlee needs to learn about. Using the Treasury's Living Standards framework, evidence from sector-based experts and the government science advisors, and with collaboration among public sector agencies and ministers, we developed 5 priorities which signify the outcomes that will make significant improvements to the long-term intergenerational well-being of New Zealanders. This represents a new way of thinking about how we develop our priorities as a government and how we measure our success as a country.
How will the priorities influence budget bids?
Mr Speaker, instead of setting high-level, values-driven priorities halfway through the budget process like previous governments have done, the 5 Budget 2019 priorities were sent to ministers and agencies at the start of the process in the Treasury's budget guidance document in September. This means that all ministers and agencies will be collectively responsible for delivering on the priorities, and that for the first time they are being tasked with developing their own budget bids through the lens of these priorities. Ministers are being asked to work together from the outset of the budget process, across portfolios, on initiatives that will deliver the outcomes identified by the priorities. Mr Speaker, I'm proud that the Coalition Government is widening the focus of the budget to look past traditional measures like GDP and to also look at what we can do to improve the well-being of our people, the health of our environment and the strength of our communities.
Question number 2, the Honourable Simon Bridges.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. My question is